Hi, guys. I want to talk to you today about the secret of being content. Uh, there's this passage in Philippians 4 that we often hear about, being able to do anything with the strength of Christ. It's kind of like this almost spiritual, you can do anything if you put your mind to it idea. But what's really happening in the passage before that is that Paul is expressing his gratitude to the Philippian church because they had provided for his needs. And he's then expressing to them how he can be content through the strength of Christ. So the verses leading up to it say, I rejoiced greatly in the Lord that at last you renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned, but you had no opportunity to show it. I'm not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. I think learning to be content, regardless of our circumstances, is actually pretty hard. And this is exactly what Paul is talking about when he says, I can do all things through him, meaning Christ, who gives him strength. We develop strength to do a lot of things in our lives. But how often do we focus our growth on learning to be strong in the area of being content? Just as a personal story, my family and I, we lived in the Middle East for about 11 years, and we came back to the States. We were living with family, trying to figure out what was next for us. And we were blessed to be able to buy a fifth wheel for really cheap from a family friend. Now, this might not seem like a big deal to you. Living in a fifth wheel doesn't sound that wonderful. And at times it's not, but it has met our needs in a lot of amazing ways. However, there's been times where it hasn't been that great. It's small, it's cold in the winter, hot in the summer. The bathroom is 2 feet from the bedroom. I think you get the idea. And one day I wasn't content about it. And I was complaining to the Lord and just, saying, how long is it going to be this way? How long do we have to live here? And I just wasn't content deep in my soul, and I felt him come to me, and I felt this gentle spirit of calm enter my heart, and I felt like I heard him say, "Do you remember when this was a blessing? Like, do you remember? Do you remember when you found out about this fifth wheel and it was such a blessing, and you just felt like I was providing for you, but now you're not content." And so I want to ask you, what about you? Like, is there something that you can think of that you were content in at one time and now you're not? Maybe it's your marriage, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's your job, maybe it's your house, maybe it's a vehicle, maybe it's your Instagram feed or your TikTok feed, or something that is causing this sense of discontent to rise up in you. Now, I'm not saying that we can't improve our lives, that we can't grow, that we can't have better things. But if our motivation is coming from this place of discontent, we're never going to have the peace that God wants for us. Thomas à Kempis, who's a Catholic priest, he said, when people desire anything to an excessive degree, they immediately lose their peace of soul. I just think that being content is being untied and unaffected by what the world tells us our needs are, and to learn to submit to God and what he has for us. As a kind of like a fun story, a good friend of mine who knows me well, he knows my needs, he gave me a gift. And he gave me a gift that I wouldn't probably have ever bought for myself. I would have liked it, but I was content, I think, in not having this thing. And I found this gift on my desk one day. And it just blessed me so deeply because he did this just specifically because he knew the need that I had in that area. And it meant so much more than that gift. So how do we develop contentedness and a contented spirit? I think we can just take time each day to express to God the things that we have, even finding good things in some of the hard things that we face, and express our gratefulness and our appreciation for him, and express our gratefulness and our appreciation to those people that are in our lives that bless us and help us follow Jesus.
Thanks for taking in today's Deep Dive in 5. I hope this content today was impactful to you. We would love it if you would like, share, write a review, just spread the word. We want to get this amazing content in the hands of your friends and my friends, everyone in Northern Arizona, and you can help make that happen today.